Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, shit. Hello, everybody.
Right?
Did I take your line?
Episode 14. The technical issues piss off our wives episode. Cheers to that shit.
Well.
With your coffee. Okay. What is that? Don Julio?
Patron.
Oh.
Just with my coffee. It's a little bit stressful. Not that we're condoning, drinking and being stressed out or anything, but...
Yeah, not that we're condoning ruining your liver to fix your issues.
But
it works.
Yeah.
It works. It's like camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. We're doing the opposite.
Oh.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
It's a progression.
It's funny because it should be more expect. Like we should expect for there to be technical issues because we still haven't solidified. Like we keep adding stuff.
Yeah.
Like we've added the camera, we added an extra mic, we added now my phone as a second camera. So of course there's going to be technical issues. There you go. Today's technical issue was his computer took a dump. And so no audio for him. We're using one mic.
Two guys, one mic.
I was going to say 2 cameras, 1 mic. Make it really awkward.
Super awkward.
So,
with that being said, am I taking all your lines today?
real quick.
Real quick. Like,
totally. So, a quick rundown. How was your week? I know how part of it was because I took up your Saturday.
busy, but, nonetheless, good. And if you want to get technical, today is Halloween. Mm-hmm. But, it'll be Wednesday by then. November 1, 2,
That's
3.
why the last episode, which you should have seen, is the Halloween episode.
The spectacular.
That shit was fun. So, yeah, hopefully we can... If anybody's out there that has a suggestion, we're trying to get the digital recorder for the audio, which will help out a lot, but we only have USB mics, and I don't think we're quite at the point where we can justify buying the $400 mic, because that's 2 mics, so that's going to be $800. That's crazy.
That's a lot of money. But, donations?
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Or, you know what? Even forget the donations. Even if you start spreading the word around and we start getting subscribers and views, the ad revenue, we'll take it from there. Like, that's where most of the money's going to go to. So, anyway.
Anyhow.
We're going to skip the Instagram stuff. We've kind of been not avoiding, but we've been putting that to the side and just doing that on TikTok.
Yeah. So, follow us on TikTok.
Yes. Good. Well, and even Instagram. Because I do it on TikTok and then we post it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So that's where you'll get most of the Instagram stuff. I've probably done way more than somebody has, but
there's a nice Hulk one out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know he did. What was the latest one? Well, that was the latest of Hulk, and then
it was Hulk. Now I even forgot Hulk.
Henry Cavill, of course, because he has a.
What can I say? I got a thing for Superman. Oh, I don't know. I'll save that joke for it. We'll see. But anyway,
and action.
That's funny.
You'll never know.
Yeah, you might. I might leave it in, but I doubt it. So I finally watched Squid Game. Finally finished it. My friend here finally watched Dune. And so...
We're busy guys.
Yeah.
That's what you need to understand. We're busy.
If you guys made this our job...
Right.
Which would be fucking amazing.
Just pay us. Give me your money.
Yeah, and I don't even want to be like super... I don't want to be ninja rich. Kid's a millionaire. Yeah. I don't even want to be that rich. Just enough to make this my job and still live the way that I'm living right now. I'd be perfectly happy.
Same.
Anyway, which one do you want to start with first?
Squid Games. Let's do Squid Games.
Okay.
So these are going to be all the spoilers. Everybody should have already watched it.
Yeah. I should probably be the last person on the planet to have finished this show.
Well, you're not, because Sal from Current Plate Cigars
hasn't started it?
Hasn't started, haven't seen it, hasn't nothing.
At all.
I mentioned it on Friday, Friday.
I don't think he'll like it. I don't know. I haven't talked to him enough to get a good idea of what he enjoys. But just like right now, if I had a guess, I would say he's not gonna like it.
Our buddy Ray knows what he enjoys.
All right.
Anyways,
I hated it.
Okay.
Dude, it's
just straight up.
Yeah, no.
Again,
no,
straight to the end. It's
right.
It sucks.
Right, everybody dies and the show sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It's just I find it funny now because now you're one of the people that tells me that I overthink shit.
And you did, of course.
Probably. Visually, it's good. It's nothing super fantastic, but it's shot well. They did pretty well. The sound per se is fine, but the audio I think is a little off because it's still weird to me to see dubbed.
Okay.
It because you can tell that they try to have the dialogue match the facial expressions, and sometimes it's still way off. It's not as bad as the kung fu movies from back in the 70s.
No, not at all.
But it's a little weird because there's a lot of, I'm sure, cultural stuff that in Korean would make sense, but translated to English it just doesn't work. That aside, the premise, again, spoilers, you should have seen this by now. The premise is pretty much people that are down and out on their luck, people that are like severely in debt, are tempted into playing what presumably seems like a bunch of kid games, but the twist is that if they lose, they die. Then it gets a little existential with the philosophical stuff towards the end of the season. I don't know. You're probably gonna have to convince. I think my initial reaction is pretty low, and then I think once you talk it up, I think I'll probably change my mind a little bit. Overall, on our rating system, we said we can only do halves, right?
Yeah, just halves.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for now because I didn't hate it, but at least to me, 7 is like it's good. It could be better, but it's good. But I can't even give it that. Like it's, I would still recommend people to watch. I would say if you like what did you compare it to? Like Saw, like a game show. If you're old enough to remember The Running Man, if you like that kind of thing, if you're a little more into like, it's not gory per se, but there was one shot that was like really really gory, where they're doing the bridge one, and they fall to their death.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad.
And the brain is leaking out of the skull. So if you're into that kind of thing, watch it. Yeah. It's a good enough plot to where it's not just gore, it's not just bloody. So I'll give it that. It's more cerebral than most bloody movies or shows. I think it's the cultural difference. I think people in Korea will totally be into something like this. Here it's like, yeah. But I like the philosophical thing at the end where it's just spoilers. The old man saying, this is how he managed to appreciate life, was putting himself in those situations. Which makes me think that he didn't really play the first one. He just they like, if you catch him moving, don't kill him. Like, let him play, but not really die if he loses.
That's true. And
but they don't say that.
No, but I mean, it's like anything. It's he wanted to go out, with a bang, and he had already been watching, the Squid Games, for years and years and years, and he wanted to participate and be a part of it, and just have that type of what do you call it? It's like the adrenaline rush,
Right.
That it was his last hurrah. In other words, it was okay. It was a little obvious, for me at the beginning, that he knew what was up. One being number one, right? He was number one. That was his number. So him being the oldest person there, so I kind of had a inkling
He was the only old person there. Like everybody else was maybe 40s, maybe 50s, but he was the only one that was like old.
Yeah. So that was one thing that kind of threw me off too, was that. So that, and then, I mean, I'm going to tell you my rating and
then justify it.
So I'm going to give it 6.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 6. The overdub was good because I like it better than Money Heist. Did you ever watch Money Heist?
No. But see, like, that's what I was telling you. Like, Money Heist, it's not going to be the same for me because if it's in Spanish, I'll watch it in Spanish. Okay. So that one I think is going to be different.
But the overdub, or what do you call it? I mean, what's
I think it's overdub.
The word,
the dubbing
over. For a Money Heist was to me bad. I didn't like it.
Okay.
For Squid Games, it was really good because I got a little bit more into it. But the only one that I didn't like was that chick, dude. They ended up banging that dude with the... Her overdub was the worst. Every time she talked, it was like very cringy. All I did was cringe every time she talked. I couldn't even...
To their credit, I think that's kind of what they were going for, though.
Yeah.
Because her character is supposed to be a little quirky and just off-putting. Yeah. So I think they actually... They did it well, but they overdid it just a little bit. Like, it just became too, like you said, too cringy.
And, I mean, the overall storyline, you know what I mean, it was good, you know what I mean, it was it was exciting, you know what I mean, it was thrilling, you know, it had a lot of, you know, areas where it was really good. The only thing I didn't like was pretty much the end. And I'm going to, you know, take a book out of his page and say, why the hell did he dye his hair pink?
Excuse me, sir. It's red.
Red.
Thank you.
It was pink. Just like the jumpsuits are pink.
Okay, so somebody's obviously colorblind. I'm going to have fun editing this with 2 video.
They look pink.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is that, again, spoiler, apparently it makes sense. Like when we were talking about it yesterday, it makes sense now that I thought about it, that he didn't live out the rest of his days with his shit ton of money and his daughter like he should have. Yeah. Because even though he tries with his daughter, he doesn't really seem like the good dad, family man. No. He's you know, he is what he is. He cares about his daughter, but his daughter is not his main priority.
No. He's always in debt, running around.
Yeah, and he, at the end, gives up that opportunity and decides he's going to go on a vengeance thing. Mm-hmm. So, it'll be interesting to see season 2. At the very least, I'll say this much. They did intrigue me enough to watch season 2 to see where they take this. Yeah. Because it's turning, like I said, if he turns into some John Wick character, I'm going to call total bullshit and I'm going to stop watching. Because he's not that. But if he somehow finds a way, maybe he's got a shit ton of money, so maybe he hires people, puts a team together, a computer guy to hack them, somebody that does fight, you know, stuff like that. I could see that, but himself doing it, that won't make sense. Yeah. But we'll have to see. They did decent.
I don't think the second season I'll be too interested in. This one was because of the hype. And that's basically why I watched it, because of the hype. So
I didn't make the connection. I didn't catch that little thing that it was going to be the brother that the cop was looking for.
Oh yeah, no, me neither.
I didn't see that coming really. But even when it happened, I'm like, like okay, plot twist. I was excited about the plot twist. Yeah. About it having a plot twist, but the plot twist itself was just like, it
was okay.
Isn't that the guy that played Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe?
I don't know, dude. I don't remember.
I think it was. But anyway.
They never said how the characters, the ones that were in the jumpsuits, how they got there, right? There was no sense of what
I thought they were going to, because I think there's like a meme or a theory going around as how they were picked. And I imagine that it's the way that I think the way that they choose them, and I haven't seen the theory, so if it coincides, that means I'm smart. I think they pick people that are kind of in debt to be the workers, and the people that are severely in debt to play the games.
Okay, well, that kind of makes sense.
Because that's the only way I could think. Either that, or they pick people that are just fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's no other way that I could think of that anybody would do it. They either have serious issues, or they need money bad enough to work there, but not bad enough to play the game.
Or they're like prior military for these higher up people, these billionaires that hire this private security that, just kill on random.
Mm-hmm. The VIPs.
Who knows?
The VIPs
so
one another one. Yeah, their little jokes and stuff I imagine that it's like that. I mean, if you're already that depraved that you're doing that kind of thing, that those kind of jokes are definitely the shit that they would say.
And that's a rabbit hole we're not going to get into because, trust me, don't follow the white rabbit.
Why? You didn't like seeing the old man with his flabby ass?
And little pee-pee?
Didn't show it, did it?
No, it didn't.
Oh, I was like, wait,
either way, you would have
seen what the fuck? What Squid Game? You downloaded the wrong Squid Game.
I downloaded the wrong Squid Games. Oops. Anyhow, so all in all, I give it a 6.
That's weird. That's interesting. I thought you were gonna give it a better rating than I
did. No, I think it's a 6 only because I think it was overhyped to where it was okay, but it wasn't like amazing and spectacular, and it wouldn't be on the spectacular.
Okay, now to be fair, would it be different if there wasn't so much stuff to watch?
Yeah, if we had less, I think I'd go back to the Tiger King, to where it's like everybody was, excuse me, shit, I'm drinking too much. We're in the middle of a pandemic, nothing's out, and then all of a sudden Tiger King comes out, everybody's fucking watching it, and it was shit. I never liked it. You
said you're not into the documentary.
No, I watch. Anyway. I watch documentaries. I watch documentaries. It's just that the Tiger King, for some reason, it was so hyped up. It was like, okay, but
I think that one because it's more drama than crime. If it was more crime, really, I think you might have liked it better.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because I just seen it. I think they edited it that way. To where it's like, oh shit, and then okay, blah blah, boring, but oh shit, and then blah blah blah, boring, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's how I remember watching it. There was a point where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch him. Oh shit, that just happened. That's crazy. Like, I think they put it together well. Yeah. I think that's the main thing on that. Because overall, it's like, okay, that's just fucking weird.
Yet this guy had the Tiger King's freaking what was it? And I was a tiger, and the tiger loved me. His song that he made. I know you had it as your ringtone.
Okay. I would appreciate you not telling people that, but I did.
You put it for me though.
Yeah, it was just him. He's the tiger. He's my tiger. That's just weird. So yeah, I think we could leave that there.
Yeah.
6 and 6.5. So, Dune.
The
long-awaited Dune.
Dune.
I think it's happening, what I told you, because I thought... I had no idea. I didn't read anywhere that it was going to be a part of a trilogy or whatever. A duo, whatever.
Quadruple? No. Just two.
Duo. So when I started it, that they show part 1, I'm like, oh shit. It is going to be a broader story. It is going to... I think it is... I'm putting my money on it's going to be the next big saga
Demonium.
Yes.
Fandemonium.
I think so. You can start off this one.
Okay. And pause. I need to check the time.
And...
So, my gosh. Yeah, very, very anticipated movie. Visually, amazing. I think that it got a lot of like the darkness of the time and what they're trying to portray. I think they were able to kind of like focus in on the visual aspect and then kind of like sticking in the storyline. I don't know if that makes sense. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And
I think especially because you saw the original, right?
mm-hmm.
I think that one felt very much like kind of like Star Wars. Like you could tell that they were sets.
Yeah.
This one, it feels like they shot it out in a huge desert. Like it feels very, very much like you're on location.
Yeah. And I mean, it, like you say, coming out to be the next, big storyline. I can compare it to Avatar, to where it was like this huge, area. It wasn't just one location. This is kind of like, I kind of compare it to Star Wars, but not in the same sense. It's more of a, I would say, like, as far as like the different areas that they're in, I would say it's more like a Game of Thrones, because there was always some different location, different places that they were at, different scenery, different weather, different climate, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Game of Thrones on steroids. If they would have done Game of Thrones now, even though these last couple seasons is still around the same time,
Right.
I think they just have so much. It's just a broader range of effects and CGI and everything together that they put into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they just put it all together and said, you know what, screw it, we're gonna let it out, and guess what, we're next.
Yeah.
I liked it. I can't wait for part 2. But
that's crazy though. Fucking 2023 or some shit like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, it'll be here before we know it.
No. Yeah, I think it's 2023.
Probably is. I don't remember. But visually, I mean, I think it's amazing. Little slow in some parts, but it's kind of giving you that intrigue. It gave me that intrigue to where it's like you have to listen because you want to know the story. You know what I mean? It kind of like pulls you into to be like, you know what, this movie, I'm really, since we anticipate it so much, I think that's what kind of like kept me focused on the movie rather than, being like sidetracked with something else. But
yeah. And if you think about it, in most, especially big stories that are trying to be told, they kind of have to start off that way. They're introducing you to all the players, and it seems rather boring, but it's like, okay, there's gonna be later on an explanation, like he took this death really hard because it reminded him of his father. So they have to show you at the beginning the relationship with that person and their father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it doesn't quite hit the same. So yeah, when you first start watching it, it's gonna be like, okay, learn the names, okay, cool.
And at the end, everybody dies.
And then at the end, everybody dies. So
good.
Yeah, that's it. Movie sucked. So rating.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it an 8. I would, maybe 8.5. Let's put it at 8.5. Only because it's so new.
That's kind of what sucks, because now that you said that, now I'm thinking like, will it change much depending on the second one? Because now that you have the full story, it's like they could have done this one. This movie's not as good because the second one is the one that has all the action, or the second one this, and so then the rating might change. But just right now, just standalone movie, yeah, maybe even an 8.5, because it's, like you said, visually, dude, fucking amazing. Yeah. They did an amazing job with the visuals in this movie. If you like Blade Runner 2049, what else did he do?
I was gonna say Pina Colada.
Pina Colada? Mm-hmm. Pina Colada. I don't know what the hell that means.
Well, you said if you like.
Oh my god.
Pina Colada.
And I love that song
ADD,
too.
Bro. Sorry.
Well, while I finish that thought, do me a favor and look it up real quick. What else has he done? Because he's done like 3 movies that they say set him up for this one.
Who?
David Villeneuve, whatever.
The young kid?
No, the director.
Oh,
he did. I know he did Blade Runner 2049 and 2 other pretty big movies that visually are fucking amazing. The casting I thought was really done really well. Everybody played their part really well. Good stars. The Timothy Chalamet kid, he surprised me. He did. I think
this guy?
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve.
Whatever.
IMDb, bro. Oh yeah.
Remember IMDb.
I couldn't remember his name.
Well, you could have just done Dune and then gone to the director.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, cut because we're gonna have to edit the show.
Okay. And who are you asking me?
Action. So he did what movies?
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Arrival.
Sicario. Now that you threw that out there, I remember that. And I remember when I watched Sicario, I was like, visually, this movie's different. It's supposed to be a cartel movie, but it's shot differently. Like, it's a little more artsy than people give it credit for. The shots are fucking amazing, especially like the night scene. Something as simple as the night scene where they're walking and then fading into darkness themselves.
Yeah.
I thought it was a brilliant fucking shot. But anyway. So visually, fucking fantastic. Cast is fucking fantastic. Everybody played their part fairly well. Yeah, dude, this movie's really fucking good. Like, I really got into it. I'm really looking forward to... It doesn't feel like 2.5 hours. That's the other thing. It's done well enough to where it's a slow burn, but a good enough burn that you're captivated. You're like, okay, cool. So I'm really looking forward to the next one. And if I read correctly, it's technically 2 movies, but then they're already planning a third one, which is supposed to be kind of like a spin-off. Like, it's not the Dune story necessarily, but it's tied into the Dune world.
Okay.
So we're gonna get at least 3 movies total for now, which might change later.
It's gonna be a total movie about the worm and where he lives.
Right? Did you get not all, but did you get some of the Star Wars references?
Yeah, so weird.
But you know why? George Lucas got his inspiration for Star Wars from the Dune novel.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff on TikTok and online about about him pulling the voice, the Force.
Yeah, and then the sandworm, that's the Zarlak.
Yeah, true.
It even looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got that one guy could easily be Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
The young kid coming from the desert or the whole desert planet. Yeah, there's so many tie-ins, which might be another reason why I fucking love it so much.
Yeah, it probably is. But yeah, overall, 8.5. I think
it
it's
kind of
really
sucks.
good.
There's not a whole lot to say except that it's fucking amazing.
It is. It's really good. I mean,
okay, let's try this. Try to nitpick it. Turn into me. Because honestly, I don't think I can. You know what? The one thing that I can remember that I complained about while I was watching it was like, when the fuck did Jason Momoa shave? They showed him with like all scruffy, and then all of a sudden he shows up and he's clean shaven. I'm like, the fuck just happened? I'm a little bummed that they killed him off already. Yeah. I would have liked to see him in the second one, but I guess part of the story makes sense. Maybe
that's his twin brother that shaved. The original has his beard, and his twin brother has no beard.
Mm-hmm.
Bum, bum, bum.
Maybe.
Yeah. Bautista?
Dude, somebody made a comment, I think like on a TikTok or something, that Bautista was the better wrestler to movie star than Rock.
Than John Cena?
I think that's by far.
So,
I think that's
so John Cena's low on the total.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Because,
focus.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
focus.
Yeah. Luckily, we've decided that the audio podcast is going to go however long it goes, and the video is going to be condensed and cut out all the banter.
Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah,
I'm trying to think, dude. There's. I don't get the whole hype behind that Zendaya chick.
Okay.
And I was kind of glad that she was not as big of the story, at least in this one. I'm sure she will be in the second one. Dude, Javier Bardem, fuck out of here. Fucking amazing character, even though it was so simple.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just walking in and they're like, whoa. That's how they show respect. And it's like, the fuck, that's just fucking weird.
And, of course, Thanos.
Dude, I love Josh Brolin.
And the same voice, basically the same cadence. He's like, always like,
That's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even in Sicario, I like this guy.
The same way.
I like Josh Brolin, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him in anything that I did not like. No Country for Old Men, liked him.
Yeah. I think I compared Josh Brolin to an early on Bruce Willis. To where he's like, because I like Bruce Willis's acting in, most stuff. I know that you don't like when I don't like you didn't like Red, right? That movie Red with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I couldn't sit through.
So I like everything that has to do with that's my, I guess, my man crush or whatever. I watched everything through Bruce Willis. So for me to like compare Josh Brolin to Bruce Willis, as far as the age,
that's a compliment.
You know what I mean? Kind of like, because Bruce Willis already was up there in age when he started.
Right.
You know what I mean? His movies. Josh Brolin's the same way. And now he's like, it's like fucking taking off for him. Mm-hmm. So I see Josh Brolin continuing, doing, up until, probably Bruce Willis was like 70 or something. Probably, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
So I can see Josh Brolin following in that type of footstep to where he's still going to be an actor.
The only thing is with him, he's always playing like a fairly gruff character.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him in like in a comedy or some shit. That would be funny. That would be interesting to watch to see if he could pull that off. Yeah. Because even in Sicario, fairly gruff character. I was just thinking of when he played Cable in Deadpool. Like he's playing off of Ryan Reynolds, who is the comedy, but he himself was not really a comedic character, and Cable isn't. So
it's pretty much straight to the point, right?
Excuse me. Yep, pretty much. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything else you want to throw in there? What do we... Okay, with Squid Games is done. Dune we already saw. Oh, we need to watch No Time to Die.
007.
I think that's going to be... but that's not streaming anywhere, huh?
I don't know. No, not yet. No, so...
That's going to be tough. See, because
that's
the other...
Date night.
Right? Get the big tub of popcorn. Mm-hmm. Cut the hole at the bottom.
A little bit of M&M's in there.
Melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Either.
Nice. If I'm gonna go to the movies, I want to go see Dune in IMAX.
Oh my god, I would love to see Dune in IMAX. Yeah.
We need you guys to support the show and let this be our jobs, because we could go and watch that and No Time to Die. I feel like there's something else out there that we haven't seen that we need to.
Well, Eternals comes out.
Fuck, that comes out this week.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're pretty pressed. I would like to go watch Eternals to do our reviews, like, next week. But then again, that would be kind of like either putting Eternals and 007 together, which is possible.
Yeah.
Because...
Is Eternals going to be theater only?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know, dude. So
see, they've spoiled us. COVID spoiled us.
For real.
Now we're just like, I don't want to have to make time to go to the movies. And it's tough, dude. Like before, I don't know how the hell I guess because I was single. But dude, our schedules as it is, like you and I, we've never been to the movies.
No.
So that's already like, if that ever happens, it's going to be like, that's going to be like the entire episode, just us going to the movies.
But maybe we should do that for Spider-Man.
We need to do it for one of the major. That one will probably be good.
Spider-Man, or what else is coming out in December? Is there Harry Potter or Star Wars coming out? Oh, Matrix too. Yeah.
There's something else though. There's something else that's being drowned out because of the whole Spider-Man hype.
Yeah.
At this point, I have a feeling that Spider-Man's going to let me down. It's been hyped up. It's been talked about so much. It's probably the most anticipated movie ever, even more than Endgame. Which is crazy.
Yeah, because at least in Endgame they gave us trailers months in advance, and this one they just barely released it last month or last month.
Yeah, something and then like supposedly they're did you hear that they what did it call it? Dislike bombed Sony's accounts on YouTube and stuff because they're not releasing any new trailers. So they went on to people have been going on to everything that Sony puts out on YouTube and dislike it and put negative comments and shit.
I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy. It is. Marvel's gonna pick up Sony. Just watch. You heard it here 10th.
You heard it here last.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
that was news like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But whatever.
You know what I'm talking about. No, but it's it's just one of those things where it's like they're just picking everything up. They're like, I want this, I want this, I want this. You're gonna give me this, and I'm gonna take it. You just watch.
They're literally treating like the entire world as like their shopping spree.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like, this looks interesting. I'm going to put this away and shelve it so that nobody can ever use it or see it or watch it or whatever.
I mean, then we go back to the Hulk movies, right? Where it's like Universal owns Hulk, right? Universal?
Yeah, they have the rights to the Hulk.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I mean, on TikTok, you went over the World War Hulk thing, and hopefully that comes out. We'll see. What if they just do a story of him on Sakaar?
He was already there, though.
Yeah, but he was there for how long?
That's another one that blew my mind when they did that timeline thing of how long he would presumably there. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But then so was fucking Loki.
Yeah. Because he had already been there 2 weeks, and it was a matter of seconds that he had split off from Thor.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And the big thing, and I got cut off on the TikTok before I could make the point, like really, really make the point. But Tony Stark is part of the Illuminati that shot Hulk into space. He's not around anymore. So he's a major part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Are they going to introduce the Illuminati, or are they going to go with a different way of getting rid of them? I don't know.
Or are they going to go back and stick it into something else in one of the other movies, the subplot, to where it happened. It's just that we didn't see it, but it still happened. You know what I mean? So in other words, like
but they kind of did, because that's at the end of Age of Ultron, that he's in the Quinjet.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going rather than turning the plane back.
Yeah.
So he got rid of himself.
But that's the storyline, right?
Well, no, that's true, because they show that he took off on his own, but then they could cut back and say he was going to turn back, or he was going to go somewhere else on Earth, and the Quinjet just takes off into space without him wanting it to.
Because Friday did it. Or Jarvis.
No, I think at that point it is Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jarvis at that point's already Vision.
So.
Well, we're going off on a whole other tangent here.
007.
I think that's going to have to be the goal.
Push for Eternals.
Yes.
Push hard.
If we can.
Push hard.
The shit pushed in. That'll be the goal. No Time to Die and Eternals. But I have a feeling. What if we end up going to watch like the opposite? We could do that. If we were like, I want to see Eternals. Fuck! I saw No Time to Die. Yeah. We could still do the show, and you give your review on one, I'll give my review on the other. But it'll have to be a no spoiler review.
I'll spoil it.
Yeah, I probably will too. So, all right. Hopefully this pieces together, especially the audio, since it's so far away. But
I've been projecting as much as I can. I keep looking at our audio, and it's green light, no red, so it's still kind of loud.
Right. Well, we'll see. So, in any event, sir, thank you for hosting yet again. Appreciate
anytime.
Hopefully that wasn't in the shot, but the alcoholic beverage, the cigar as usual. And we will see you in episode. Over there? Over here? Over there? Over here. Episode 15. We'll have to see. And go to TikTok and watch the little clips that he's going to start making more.
Yeah, Mo9 on TikTok.
That's right. So.
Peace. Did you want to go over some Instagram stuff?
That was some shit show. What? What stuff?